Today is our celebration of Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday was an event that happened the last week of Jesus' life, and it happened this way. He comes into town riding on a donkey, which was at the time a symbol from the Old Testament of a king coming into his capital. So he comes in riding on a donkey, and the people are so excited, they lay down their cloaks, they lay down palms, and hence we get the name Palm Sunday, because they are making this a triumphant entry into the city. It was a big deal, and most of the people were having a great time doing it. However, I have the thought that Jesus, knowing what was coming in the next week, might have had a more complex view of the thing. He came in humbly, not riding on a horse, but rather on a donkey, which could be a mixed message in a sense. I am the king, but I am also your humble servant. And in that, he begins his week in Jerusalem and in Bethany, near Jerusalem, preparing himself, and the events unfold in such a way that he meets his crucifixion on Friday, and by Sunday he is resurrected from the dead. This process of using the week of Passover, using that week for preparation for transformation of our own character, is something I would like us to consider doing ourselves. And the first one I want to say is a cleansing. But it is the first step for each of us to begin to make room for a new being inside of us. So the question really is, what is it in your experience that needs cleansing? What do you need to throw out? What do you need to release and let go? What is it about your personality, your belief system, your habits, your conversations? What of those need to be cleansed? Do you gossip? Do you talk about other people? Do you fail to take care of yourself physically? Is there something about the way you see others as separate and different from you and need to be corrected? Is there something about you that keeps you from opening your heart and being a happy person? What is it that needs to be cleansed? What we're thinking about is, what is it you're preparing yourself for? What are you creating in the future? What aspect of your divine nature are you going to be revealing to yourself and to the world in the coming week and in the coming life? Then on Wednesday, we have a big one, and that is betrayal. And the question really is, where are you betraying yourself? Where in your life do you intend to do something, but in a sense sabotage it? Somehow you keep yourself from doing that which you know you want to do, that which you probably have felt called to do. Now on Thursday, we have this question about what are your relationships that you need to change? What relationships somehow you need to be humble enough to make the difference? A sense of humility, a sense of, oh, I see, you're just trying your best. Not a place of judgment, but like, I see you were just trying your best, and it turns out I'm sorry, I was trying my best too. So then we come to Friday. Of course, this is called Good Friday in the Christian tradition. It's an odd phrase for it because this is the day that Jesus is crucified. But it is Good Friday because it is the transformational day, the day in which things are changed. That which was less than is being sacrificed for that which is greater. Jesus lays down his life as the human so that he might take it up as the divine. He lays it down as being a single person so that he might become this universal presence for all people. And so he sets the divine example for us, how to be a Christ. And one of the things he says in this process, of course, is, Father, forgive them, they know not what they do. Father, forgive them, they know not what they do. Is this not the wisest set of words that you've ever come across when dealing with relationship? but also in dealing with yourself. You're doing your best. You think you're doing your best, but please spare yourself the chastisement, the anger, the judgment about yourself, because in fact, if you really, really knew what you were doing, you would have done better. You would have done more great. You have been more gracious, more loving, more kind, more wise, whatever. You would have done that. And so would someone else. So really here, what are the stubborn beliefs and attitudes that you need to have let go of before you can become that which you totally are destined, preordained to be, the Christ of your own life? Then on Saturday, what we expect you to do is to let it percolate. Let it unfold. Most of these transformational processes have a time in its becoming. It's not always instantaneous. So give yourself Saturday just to sit with it, to let it be whatever it is. Let maybe a deeper understanding of what you're really asking for come about. Maybe. And then we'll meet back here on Sunday. The Sunday will be Easter Sunday, the day in which we celebrate Jesus' rising from the dead. The story of Jesus coming back to life is the story of us. We die to what we once were, and we become what we are choosing and allowing. This is why we choose to go through this transformational process, not so that it would be painful and difficult and, oh, we're not good enough, but so that we might express, become happier and brighter lights, and we might find our days filled with gusto and with happiness, and that we might be, in the way we are, just by our very nature, a blessing upon the world, and that we might take the gifts that we've been given, use them not just for ourselves, which will be wonderful, but to use them for the world at large, that we might have more joy, more happiness, more fulfillment in this lifetime, right here, right now. So we say to ourselves, I'm willing. I'm willing to go on this journey that Jesus did 2,000 years before. I'm willing to be changed. I'm willing to be brighter, happier, clearer expression of the divine. This is what I choose to be.